If you believe in the power of faith over fear, share this story. Subscribe for more untold legends of the saints, and may the sword of truth guide your way. The incredible life and miracles of Saint Mercurius, the warrior saint with two swords. He was a warrior who defied kings, a saint who commanded beasts, and a martyr who wielded not one, but two divine swords. This is the extraordinary story of Saint Mercurius, the great martyr of the Christian faith, feared by emperors and honored by angels. Our story begins in the Roman Empire, in a mysterious land called Astille. It was from this distant country that the parents of Saint Mercurius, then still pagans, came. Though they hailed from Astille, they eventually settled in the great city of Rome, where Mercurius was born under the name Pilupada. His family were hunters by trade, brave and skilled in the wilderness. One fateful day, while hunting in the forests, Mercurius's father and grandfather encountered something no one could have expected. Two terrifying figures from an ancient tribe, men with the faces of dogs. These weren't just any beasts. They were cynocephali, legendary dog-headed warriors feared across many lands. The dogmen pounced, ready to devour the father of Pilupada. But in that dire moment, an angel of the Lord descended from heaven. The angels surrounded the scene in divine fire, stopping the attack and commanding the beasts to bow before the father of Mercurius. And incredibly, they obeyed. Their savage natures were transformed, and they became gentle as lambs. In time, a miracle child was born, Pilupada, who would one day be known as Mercurius. He grew up surrounded by these dog-faced men who lived peacefully with his family and served them loyally. Eventually, the family accepted the Christian faith. After receiving baptism, his father was renamed Noah, his mother became Ark, and Pilupada received his holy name, Mercurius. But the outside world soon took notice. When word of this unusual household, complete with beastly protectors, reached the Roman king, he sent soldiers to investigate. The dog-faced men were summoned to the palace. To the king's horror, God restored their original fearsome nature, and they became monstrous warriors before his very eyes. The king trembled and begged for their gentleness to be returned. Mercurius's father prayed, and their savage forms melted back into the tame beings they had become. Witnessing this miracle, the king was so impressed, he made Mercurius's father governor and commander of the army. And when war erupted, the governor was sent to battle, but he never returned. Captured by a foreign king ruling the lands of the Medocians, his fate seemed sealed. But God's plan was greater. The Medocian king was a Christian, and instead of executing him, he made Mercurius's father ruler over his land. In time, his lost wife reappeared, and the family was reunited in this foreign kingdom. Years later, upon his father's death, Saint Mercurius was appointed ruler of the Medocians. His loyal dog-faced warriors served by his side. When Mercurius rode into battle, none could stand before him, for God would once again give him the terrifying strength of the beasts, and his enemies fled in fear. His fame spread like wildfire. Across kingdoms, warriors spoke of the invincible ruler with divine power and the heart of a lion. But his greatest battle was still to come. When Emperor Dacias of Rome prepared to go to war against the Berbers, fear gripped his heart. He knew he was outnumbered. Saint Mercurius, now a general in the Roman army, prepared for battle. And then it happened. An angel of God appeared to Mercurius holding a sword ablaze with holy fire. The angel said, "Do not be afraid, for God will destroy the king's enemies." He handed the sword to Mercurius and warned him, "When you have won the battle, remember your creator." With divine power, Mercurius crushed the Berbers. The enemy fell like grass before the flame. But after the victory, Mercurius forgot to give thanks. The angel returned, "Why did you forget to call on the name of your God?" Soon after, Emperor Dacias held a feast in honor of pagan gods. He commanded all his generals to burn incense to the idols. Mercurius refused. He threw down his weapons, removed his armor, and declared before all, "Glory to you, my God, Jesus Christ. I will never worship your filthy idols." Furious, the emperor ordered him tortured without mercy. Mercurius was beaten, burned, nailed to iron, and finally exiled to Caesarea in Cappadocia, where, on November 25th, he was beheaded by the sword, sealing his martyrdom. But death was not the end. It was only the beginning. Mercurius' miracles multiplied across centuries. One of his most famous posthumous acts came during the reign of Julian the Apostate, a Roman emperor who renounced Christ and persecuted the church. Saint Basil of Caesarea, imprisoned by Julian, knelt before an icon of Saint Mercurius and cried out in prayer. Suddenly, the image vanished. That very night, in a secret vision, Julian was stabbed with a spear by an unseen hand. The next morning, the icon of Mercurius returned, dripping with blood. Basil rejoiced. "O my Lord, witness of Christ, have you killed the enemy of the truth?" The icon bowed its head in silence. Another incredible miracle took place in Egypt. A young Muslim nobleman set out for pilgrimage to Mecca. On the way back, while crossing the vast desert, he was separated from his companions and left behind, lost, alone, and surrounded by deadly wilderness. Fearing death, the man remembered a church near his home, the Church of Saint Mercurius. From his heart, he made a vow, "Saint Mercurius, save me, and I will serve you." In an instant, Saint Mercurius appeared on horseback, shining with glory. "Where are you from?" he asked. "How did you get lost in the desert?" the young man explained. Mercurius said, "Come, ride with me." They flew through the sky like lightning, and within moments arrived at the church in Egypt. The doors opened for them. Mercurius vanished. The young man was baptized, became a monk, and later a martyr himself. He built a church in the saint's name and converted many to the Christian faith. If you believe in the power of faith over fear, share this story. Subscribe for more untold legends of the saints, and may the sword of truth guide your way.